NBC News has cut ties with former RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel less than 1 week after hiring her as an analyst. And after hosts spent days demanding she get the axe, now those hosts are celebrating.
I just have to say, when somebody does the right thing, I feel like it should be acknowledged as publicly as we acknowledged our outrage. And so I know how I feel about it. I am grateful to Caesar for actually making the right decision. I think it was the right decision.
It always feels wrong to talk about things, in the company
Agreed.
as if it's news. I'm grateful that our leadership was willing to do the bold, strong, resilient thing.
I really appreciate working at a place that was able to say, we got this one wrong, and then made the right decision.
Our company listened to us, to you, and did what was right.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha joins us now. Well, Joe, thank God the real American heroes at MSNBC stepped up to save journalism and democracy. Joe, I don't know about you, but the heroism oozing from 30 Rock, reminiscent of 18-year-old boys storming the beaches of Normandy, at least as Reed, Maddow, and Hayes would have you believe.
The sun came up this morning, Todd. And when the sun came up, democracy was still alive and well over at 30 Rock, which should be called 30 Arkham Asylum at this point. Amazing, but not surprising, that Ronna McDaniel lasted less than one Scaramucci at a news network that claims to be the champion of diversity, and then shuts down the one person who is going to bring a fraction of diverse thought in terms of actually saying something positive about the Republican nominee and Donald Trump to the table. I would say the inmates are running the asylum over there, but that's an insult to, inmates everywhere. And here we have management getting publicly shamed and bullied over there for the past 48 hours. Multiple millionaire members of so-called on-air talent bringing insubordination to a whole new level by calling on their bosses to apologize, pull the contract of a new contributor, some saying they weren't consulted first before this contributor was hired, as if employees have any say on who the employers hire. Yeah. I mean, has any of you ever been consulted on whether a contributor should be hired or not? Because I'm pretty sure I would have been in a pretty bad position if that happened. Kidding, of course.
No, you would have been number one, Joe.
Thank you. But the egos over at that place, Todd, Carly, make the Goodyear blimp look like a drone. So now McDaniel is out. The safe space has now been saved. And the people who drove her out in the name of truth and sound journalism are the same ones who insisted the Steele dossier was real, insisted Donald Trump is a pawn of the Kremlin, insisted that Hunter Biden's laptop was, in fact, Russian disinformation. So stop talking about truth, please, when all you do is push lies knowingly, even after the fact when they're proven not to be. And the thing is, it's only going to get worse, because what this does is it tells any news organization out there that just call your bosses idiots enough on the air and in print, and if enough of you band together as one, then you get to control how that news organization is run. That's news in the 24th century, apparently, where
Joe,
the mob controls the place.
Who knew that the employees can make hiring and firing decisions? And NBC said that the reason they hired her is because they wanted their deep commitment to diverse viewpoints. Understandable for a news organization to want something like that. But now the chairman of NBC Universal sent an email actually apologizing for this, saying, I want to personally apologize to our team members who felt we let them down. While this was a collective recommendation by some members of our leadership team, I approved it and take full responsibility for it. The other thing, though, Joe, doesn't NBC have a huge lawsuit on their hands?
Absolutely they do, because she, as in Ronna McDaniel, was defamed over and over again over these past 48 hours. And the fact that NBC's management didn't even remotely stand up and say, hey, guys, let's give this a chance. Let's see what a debate actually looks like on our airways. We haven't seen one probably since Tim Russert passed. And instead, she's hired a lawyer, clearly getting a legal team together. She will sue, and she will come out of this very, very rich. I just find it hilarious, though, that the premise appears that, look, we are all about truth. We kept hearing that over and over again. The same network that hired Jen Psaki straight out of the White House. She was negotiating her contract while she was White House press secretary, and now she's screaming about, well, I'm different. That's different. No, it's not. And then they'll say, hey, coming up next, Adam Schiff is here to talk about Russia, collusion, the 2016 election. They'll allow election deniers on their air over and over again, whether it's Hillary Clinton, Karine Jean-Pierre, Hakeem Jeffries. But Ronna McDaniel apparently was a bridge too far.
Yeah, let's be clear. The left doesn't just tolerate censorship. It wants censorship. It needs censorship, and it fights for censorship, like we just saw. Joe Concha, thank you for your time this morning.
Joe.
We appreciate it.
What a topic.
Great to see you. And thanks for hiring me again. I appreciate
we
the
love you,
approval.
Joe. I went to the bosses. I said, Concha.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.